Our story begins in a quiet suburban neighborhood where a homeowner, excited about finally settling into their dream home, decides to create something truly special in their front yard. Instead of sticking with plain grass and shrubs like everyone else, they design a beautiful garden filled with colorful flowers, neatly arranged vegetables, and even a few fruit plants. Every morning, the garden blooms brighter, becoming the pride of the homeowner and a little attraction for neighbors passing by. Kids love to point out the sunflowers, and elderly neighbors often praise the effort. But not everyone appreciated this garden, especially one particular HOA board member, a woman known for her controlling behavior. People in the community whispered her name with frustration, Karen. Karen hated the garden from the very beginning. To her, it didn't match the neighborhood aesthetic. She believed that every house should have the same kind of lawn, plain, uniform, and dull. At first, she started with little complaints. Your flowers look too tall. This isn't regulation approved. The colors don't match the neighborhood standard. But the homeowner checked the HOA guidelines and found no rules against gardening. Confident in their rights, they ignored Karen's endless nagging. That only made her obsession worse. She began driving by more often, staring angrily at the garden like it was some kind of personal insult. One weekend, the homeowner had to leave town to visit family. When they returned home after a few days, their heart sank. The garden, the hard work, the time, the care, was completely destroyed. Plants had been ripped out, soil overturned, and flowers dumped into trash bags. It looked like a small tornado had struck, but the truth was even worse. Neighbors quickly came forward and revealed what had happened. While the homeowner was away, Karen had marched into the yard with a few hired workers. She claimed she had authority from the HOA to remove the garden because it violated the neighborhood's rules. Without hesitation, she ordered them to tear everything down. The homeowner was furious, but instead of confronting Karen directly, they decided to gather evidence. Photos, videos, and neighbor testimonies were collected carefully. Armed with proof, the homeowner contacted both the HOA and the state's Environmental and Agricultural Authority. Why? Because the state had strict laws protecting homeowners' rights to plant gardens for sustainability, food, and pollinator support. When Karen heard about the complaint, she brushed it off, confident that she could manipulate the HOA board as usual. But this time, things didn't go her way. Weeks later, a letter arrived, not for the homeowner, but for Karen. It wasn't just a warning. It was a state-issued fine running into thousands of dollars for illegally destroying a registered garden. Karen's arrogance turned into panic. The same neighbors who once watched her power trips now laughed at the sight of her pacing around, angry and embarrassed, as she realized her HOA title couldn't save her from state law. In the end, the homeowner rebuilt the garden, bigger, brighter, and stronger than before. With the fine weighing heavily on Karen, she backed off completely. Other residents of the community, inspired by the courage and victory, even started their own small gardens, turning the neighborhood greener than ever. Karen, once feared, became a silent figure, too ashamed to meddle again. The homeowner learned an important lesson: sometimes, the best revenge is letting the law and nature do the work for you. And so, the garden not only survived but thrived, standing as a symbol of resilience, justice, and the downfall of a controlling HOA Karen.